Lou here. You know what I love? Black Butler. It's a wonderful series with so many great mysteries behind it thanks to its constant twists and turns. You know what got me thinking though? What are some really stupid theories for Black Butler? That's right, today I'll be discussing some really stupid Black Butler theories. Now, I'm not gonna name names because we're not gonna be here to shame guys. And some of these theories are literally so old that the source is long gone unless you feel like digging for the last 10 years of the Black Butler tag on Tumblr. This is all in good fun too. I mean, yes, these theories are dumb, and some of them make me tilt my head and question everyone, but everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and to quote MatPat himself, it's just a theory. An anime theory. Anyway, let's get started. Claude Fus is William and Sebastian's love child. I remember when I saw this pop up about a decade ago, I was pretty sure at the time it was a joke. I mean, come on, did you hear me say that title? Except the more I went online, the more people genuinely tried to come up with justifications and were 100% serious about this. The theory is that somehow Sebastian boned William, and William is either a trans icon like Grell, or yaoi shenanigans got him pregnant, and then he abandoned Claude after his birth. And that's why he hates Sebastian? This is so comical. And it's all to explain why Claude looks like a mix between them, instead of just realizing Yana had same face syndrome at the time. I saw countless 100% serious roleplays, fanfictions, and even ye old fan art on Tumblr about this theory. Hell, I knew people who took this theory as 100% fact and refused to accept otherwise with total seriousness. I mean, do I really have to sit here and explain why this is completely impossible both biologically and story-wise? I mean, Sebastian and William in both source materials literally only met once and never again. When they did meet, he literally asked who he was. I get it, yaoi content was rampant in the early 2010s of the internet, where we were all rabid teenagers who needed romance and literally everything despite the gender. People are gonna want to ship Sebastian with another consenting adult, unless they were a gross weirdo who shipped him with a literal child. But was taking a crack theory like this so seriously really necessary? I don't know, man. This one just leaves me scratching my head and sharing it around with friends like an old war story. Sebastian was actually contracted to Vincent before the series started. This one has always been an extremely popular theory in the anime part of the community since the beginning. And I mean, I can see where they're coming from here, only because on paper it does sound actually pretty cool, but the more you start to peel back those paper layers, the more you realize this doesn't make any sense at all. The theory goes that Sebastian was under contract with Vincent for unknown reasons, though later theorists would toss in a possible vengeance loop by Vincent wanting revenge for the death of his mother, and that he took the form of the dog the twins grew up with, also named Sebastian. This theory then explains that it was actually Sebastian who killed the Phantom Hives, and everyone else's payment for whatever Vincent asked for. Kinda makes everything come full circle in that way, maybe an allegory for how vengeance is a constant unsatisfactory cycle, which, again, on paper isn't actually bad at all, and actually kind of cool. But let me explain why this theory doesn't work and is actually kind of stupid. One is that Sebastian literally knows nothing about the Phantom Hive family aside from what CL tells him. This is shown in particular with the ring, where Sebastian had no idea the ring was so important to him and the family until he threw a tantrum at Elizabeth for trying to replace it and later broke it. Two is the timeline of Vincent in the first place. He became the guard dog at 15, and we see him as a student in Weston College during a flashback sequence during the arc, and is actually very calm and easygoing from what we see of his thoughts, so vengeance is clearly not on his mind. While Vincent clearly died with a lot of mystery to him, we do know he was easygoing and deemed too relaxed at times by Frances, his own sister. 3 is that we see during the flashback in particular that Sebastian the dog knew how sick RCL was with asthma to the point where, like any good doggy, he was protective of him to keep him safe. Sebastian literally has no idea our CL has asthma until the circus arc, where he was pretty pissed about it. Finally is that it wouldn't make any sense for Vincent to offer his wife and the entire staff of the household when he is depicted dying trying to shield Rachel from harm. I can see what this theory is trying to go with, and I'll give it a positive for that, but the more you break it down, the more you realize how stupid this theory is and how it doesn't work with all the biggest plot points in Black Butler in the first place. I get it, because like our CL is now an unreliable protagonist because he lied to us, the viewer, the entire time, so maybe people expect Sebastian to lie too, but he's under orders not to right now, so overall, this theory is cool in theory, but so stupid when you know Black Butler like the back of your hand, like I do. Real CL poisoned our CL to have asthma. I used to see this one pop up a lot when the flashback was shown of the Phantom Hive twins in the manga, and it is one of the stupidest theories in all of Black Butler. Like, I've seen some stupid shit, but this just totally takes the cake here. The theory goes that our CL never had asthma, and it was just real CL poisoning his brother purposefully so he could be dependent on him. This started mainly when our CL himself points out that he hadn't had an asthma attack since he was kidnapped and sold to the cult, which fans thought was suspicious, so many began pointing to the fact that our CL might have not ever had asthma, and real CL poisoned him, and that the reason he stopped having asthma attacks was because real CL wasn't in the vicinity of the poison anymore? Might I also add, this theory completely crumbles apart when you remember in the circus arc, one of the major plot points is that our CL had an asthma attack? So yes, this is incredibly stupid, I know. Now, it's stated by our CL that his asthmatic symptoms showed up when he was around 5 years old and was subsequently diagnosed by Anne, or Madame Red, who is a doctor. This would mean that real CL made the conscious decision at 5 years old, when children that age can't even read yet, to give his brother a type of poison that causes asthmatic symptoms and knew the proper dosage to give that wouldn't kill him? Like, you can see how stupidly ridiculous this is, right? Like, at first I thought this was a joke, you know, like when people make jokes theories about how someone being someone else's relative because they look alike. In this case, this was 100% serious, and I read a whole ass thesis of this on Tumblr, and I just sat there in awe at the mental gymnastics. I mean, hell, when people pointed out that it doesn't make sense for a 5-year-old to come to the realization that he should poison his brother due to codependency issues, people began saying their parents were poisoning our CL, and real CL just took over the job, if that makes less sense. Like, having 2 sons was viewed as extremely valuable for a Victorian family, and even in the context of our CL's past, his weak health was genuinely a concern and issue for Rachel and Vincent, so why would they just randomly poison him to be weak? I think it's just fans desperate for a shocking, crazy reason why our CL's asthma didn't act up while they were held captive, but I don't think it's anything shocking or crazy. Childhood asthma has a tendency to let up as someone gets older, which we can notice that his asthma was likely letting up as he got older, because we see in their montage of the next 4-ish years of their lives that our CL was able to go out more and more, and it's likely that he just didn't notice he hadn't had asthma symptoms in a while due to being, well, a kid. I mean, it's still weird that his asthma didn't act up under the extreme conditions he was in, but I don't think we're supposed to be too hung up about it. That, and this is around the time Yana was working on Twisted Wonderland with Disney, and she's been busy with that ever since. So honestly, it's also very likely she forgot she gave our CL asthma and threw in that line that he hasn't been sick in a while because she literally forgot she gave him asthma. Overall, this theory is so gosh damn stupid that I can't believe there are people who sit here in this world who take this as a genuine possibility. With such a dumb theory though, that'll be the end of this video. What did you guys think though? Are there any theories you think are stupid, or are there any I missed? As always, let me know down below. Hey guys, thanks for watching! If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're new. If any of you would like to help support my channel in any possible way, my Ko-fi page is down below in the description, along with all of my social media. For any subscribers, new or old, who'd like to help with video ideas, or maybe just want to talk about anime or something, I have a fan server linked down below. See you next time!